Welcome to this special bonus edition of the MUTV group chat. We're going to react to the Europa League last 16 draw, and what a heavyweight clash it is. Manchester United against AC Milan, which would be fitting for a European Cup semi-final or final. Instead, it's going to be in the last 16 of the Europa League. United at home first in a couple of weeks, with the return later, a week later, at the San Siro. Let's chat to the lads about it. We've got Maisie, we've got Wes, we've got Danny, and we've got Ben. And I'd suggest, Ben, for the second round running, United have got just about the hardest possible draw.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at the draw and you really wanted to try and avoid the long distance travelling to places like the Ukraine. So you just had a funny feeling that when Shakhtar and it was the other Russian club in it, that you
Dynamo Kiev, which is not
Kiev, yeah,
Russia, but anyway, don't worry about that.
Yeah, and you avoid that, and you think, well, the one other tie that you perhaps really do want to avoid is arguably the strongest team in the competition. So Sociedad were top when we drew them. Milan are fighting it out with Inter and Juve at the top of the Italian league. So if we are going to get further, we're going to do it the hard way. But if you can get through this round, it does pave the way for a great chance to win the competition.
It's nice to see, as a tribute to the original group chat, by the way, Ben, that you're back in your mysterious island location.
Yeah, the sun's come out, it's shining. We've all got different reasons why we're probably in different locations. We're having work done inside the house, and I thought it was a beautiful day to be able to sit outside for the 15 minutes we're going to be talking. It's nice.
An audition for the Matrix as well.
Listen, Wes, you've been involved in United AC Milan games over the years. There's been some crackers, haven't they? What a tie this is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's a big tie, isn't it? It's when you play in Europe, you look for these big games, and this is definitely one of them. I think the last time we played it, I think Kaká was still playing. So many years ago. But this is a game. It's a big game. Two really big clubs, Stu, and there'll be a lot of people watching this, and I like it. I think. If you're going to get to the final, let's do it the hard way. We've got the squad for it. And like I said, there's a couple of players that we know as well. Ibrahimovic will be back. I'm not sure if Dalot can play, but, it'll be a really interesting game and one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, amazing. It's made for Ibra, isn't it, to come back to Old Trafford. Dalot, I'm not 100% sure whether he'd be eligible to play, but I mean, I think he probably will be, to be honest. But anyway, Ibra is the one that everyone will talk about. A tie like this is made for him, isn't it?
It is. It is true. But having said that, he is getting older. He isn't frighteningly quick. Yes, he has a presence, and yes, he did have some when it came to United. But as the lads say, if you've got to get to the final, sometimes you've got to beat some of the best teams in it, and Milan are one of them. You look forward to the next round because there are other teams that have played or drew easier teams, and hopefully you can get one of them. But I'm looking forward to it, Stu.
Home first. I mean, what sort of would you prefer if it was home second, Maisie?
I don't think it really bothers, does it? There's no fans there or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter. You can probably play them on neutral ground. It doesn't really matter. I just hope that everybody's fit for us. We got through it last night with Ollie resting a few players for the weekend. So it's just going to be interesting. But yeah, you respect them, but don't fear them. I think we can beat them absolutely.
Yeah, Dan, they're having a good season up near the top with Inter in Serie A. It doesn't sound quite right for the last 16 tie in the Europa League to be Manchester United AC Milan. This should be the final, shouldn't it?
It should be. I mean, in previous years, obviously that would be a big Champions League game. So two huge clubs with a rich history in European football. It's not really. It would be set up nicely for a final, but did you say they're going well in the league? Slightly behind Inter, but if you look at Serie A, they're the teams you expect to see at the top. And after a few wobbly years, they seem to get a bit of consistency up and around challenging now. So, it's going to be a tough game. They've got some good players, as the lads have mentioned.
You're looking forward to seeing Zlatan again. I mean, it's just a shame that he's sort of he had a golden season with United and then got a bad injury, didn't he? But he'll probably might feel he's got unfinished business, Dan, might he?
I think he will. He's the sort of person that, whether he's 40 or he's 20, he'd be able to get up for a certain game. He's got enough mental strength to go and put in a performance, and he'll want to put in a performance. I know he had a good time here and a great relationship with the fans and everybody, but he's a proud man. He'll want to come and put in a performance, and it'll be interesting to watch him battle it out with Harry Maguire and even Eric Bailly. If Eric Bailly plays, who he was very close with while he was at the club, we saw them often on social media, sort of having a good rapport. So yeah, it'll be he'll have fond memories, but it'll be a tough encounter.
Yeah.
Sure. When do the games happen?
Well, in less than a fortnight, the first leg, two weeks yesterday, if you know what I mean.
Either before any big games coming through?
Well, it's City on the Sunday, City away, and then obviously a few days later, Milan at home. Then I think it's West Ham at home. Then it'll be Milan away, and then Leicester away in the FA Cup quarter-finals. This is the time, though, isn't it? When this time of the season, where if you're going deep in the competitions, it's a huge game every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. This is where the lads have to mentally be prepared for it now. You can have a really good season, but when you get to this stage, if you fall, then you're out of everything. So this is where mentally we have to be strong, and hopefully everyone stays fit. And it's also an enjoyable time as well, because you're close to stuff, you're close to winning stuff. These games, if you can get through this, you're all of a sudden in the semi-final again. Like Webb said, it's going to be interesting. And this is where, we need to start performing well on the day now.
This is where our big players have to turn up, Stu.
Yeah.
As Wes said there, these are the exciting times. You can go on about, the group stages and stuff like that. That's just to get through and, to get to where we are now. But for me, this is where now those players, our special players, so-called special players, have to turn up and have to be counted, because they're the ones that everybody relies on. Your Martials, your Rashfords, your Fernandes, Cavani's, they've all got to turn up, and they've all got to play well. If only 7 or 8 turn up, then we're going to struggle. So it's imperative that those big boys turn up.
Ben, when we won the Europa League in 2017, the manager, Jose Mourinho, just prioritised winning that competition, and we ended up finishing 6th in the league, and all we did was worry about winning the Europa League. Can't do that this time, can we? Because we're going deep into the FA Cup. We're in the top 2 in the league. Every game it's got the same amount on it, isn't it?
Yeah, and the more you play and the more you win, it just spurs you on. When you start, as the lads have pointed out, you're getting now, when you're into March, you're getting to the crux of the season, where you're still involved in 2 competitions, the FA Cup and the Europa League. You're going really well in the league as well. Yes, we know the lead that City have got, but it's not unassailable. I know we're relying on them dropping points, but it's a great time to be involved. The games are coming thick and fast. The more you win, the more you're getting closer to winning one of those prizes. And how brilliant will it be when you come back after the international break at the end of the month, being involved in a European quarter-final and an FA Cup semi-final, as well as still maintaining your form in the league. And like Maisie said, these players that we rely on, they need to stand up and be counted, because we've talked about Milan, but listen, they'll have seen the draw as well, and they will be equally worried about the players that we've got that can harm them. So we have to look at it from that point of view, that nobody's going to want to face United, especially when you see them turning in performances like they did in Turin against Sociedad in the first leg, capable of beating anybody and beating anybody well on the day.
The San Siro, lads, I mean, it's a phenomenal arena, Wes.
Yeah, I've been there once. I think it's only once, to be fair. Brilliant it was. Like I said, it'll be different because there's no crowd. So, we know that anyway. But it's a fantastic stadium with lots of history in it. And I'm sure the lads, I really enjoy, especially for the second leg, going there and playing against them.
I suppose, Dan, we're thinking that's a really hard draw, probably about as hard a draw as you could have. But if you're with AC Milan, you're thinking exactly. I mean, I don't think anybody wanted to draw Manchester United, did they, in the last 16?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think, you know, it's been a funny season for us because we found ourselves in the Europa League after quite performing early on in the Champions League quite well. So, you know, people would look at it and think, well, you know, we are one of the higher achievers or better teams in it, as you say. But, you know, we are where we are, and we've got to make sure we battle it out and try and win the trophy. I think it's important. The league is out of our grasp at this moment in time, but we've obviously got to perform well and finish the season well in the league. You never know. But as far as this is concerned, you know, it's a solid trophy to go and win, and to give the lads the feeling of silverware and winning and get into that habit to kick on again next season.
And this is, I mean, we talk about all the time about how much we miss fans in games, but God, these two games in empty stadiums, Maisie, it's tragic, really, isn't it? Can you imagine Old Trafford for the visit of AC Milan? Yeah,
it'd be absolutely bouncing, wouldn't it? It'd be a proper European night. But look, it is what it is, and even if you get through to the final, there's going to be no fans there either. So, you know, that's a massive blow for every club. You know, you want fans at the stadium to create unbelievable atmosphere, but it's not going to happen. But I'd approach this game and just think, right, you've got City at the weekend, then you've got AC Milan, then you've got Leicester, then you've got Milan again. You know, 4 tough games. They are going to be tough. But Wes touched on it earlier on. You're at Manchester United to win things, you know, to go as far in competitions as you can. And last couple of seasons, we've missed out on 4 semi-finals. But you need to get out. You need to keep getting in semi-finals to eventually get over it and get into a final. And these lads deserve it. You know, they've been great this season. We're in a great position in the league. Not sure everybody would have thought that at the beginning of the season. So you've got to take the positives out of it. And Milan, home and away, I fancy us to do it. I do. Yeah, everyone's going to go on about Zlatan coming back to Old Trafford, but they'll be worried more about us than what we should be about them. I'm sure the lads will agree. You know, it's a fantastic tie. You want the fans there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a brilliant tie. Just before you go, lads, 26th of February. Anyone know why this is such a significant day in the football calendar?
Was it your birthday?
Nope. Any ideas?
Bristol City got a new manager?
No.
Bristol City became good? No.
Go on then, Ben. Why is this such a huge day in the history of Manchester United?
I'd completely forgotten about it, but somebody reminded me on Twitter that it's 27 years ago to the day that I made my debut at West Ham.
Woo! Massive.
27 years ago.
Massive then as well, Dan.
What's that, mate?
I said you were massive then as well.
So what was it? 26th of February 1994.
Yeah.
How did you go, mate?
We drew 2-2 with West Ham. Incy scored in the last minute.
Happy days.
Were you good?
Great atmosphere.
Were you any good? No. Were you going along that sort of chicken run on the left-hand side? Were you terrified?
It was horrendous. And Les Seeley, God bless his soul, it was only at the time when we had 3 subs, and there was me, Les Seeley, and Dion Dublin. And Les was just winding up the West Ham fans like you wouldn't believe. And ironically, that's where he ended up after he left Manchester United. But he was giving them dogs abuse, and in turn, I got it as well. And it is quite a terrifying chicken run, that, when you're not used to being in that sort of an environment. But it's a great place to play football. Where they are now, West Ham, it's just not conducive as much as it's a fabulous stadium. But the lads will tell you, Upton Park was a fabulous atmosphere.
Yeah, it was.
All right, lads, thank you for that. We're back for a full-strength group chat on Monday. See you for that, lads. So let's reconvene then. Have a good weekend.
See you later, boys.
See you guys.
In a bit.